Welcome to TopSpeed.com. My name is Christy, and today in our garage is the 2009 Lincoln MKS. This is a full-size luxury sedan that screams out, "Look at me." This MKS is produced by the Lincoln division of the Ford Motor Company. This production version is based on the MKS concept car that we saw at the 2006 North American International Auto Show. The MKS is Lincoln's new flagship sedan. What powers this sporty sedan is a 3.7-liter V6, which produces up to 340 horsepower. This engine is mated to a 6-speed automatic transmission with select shift. The fuel economy is estimated at 16 city and 23 highway. For a powerful engine, that's not too bad. The starting price for the MKS is $39,000. Our test vehicle has a price of $45,000 because it's equipped with the Ultimate Package, which includes technology package, navigation package, dual roof panels, and also so much more. Let's go outside with Miles and check it out.
Thanks, Christy. We're here with our 2009 Lincoln MKS. Now, the MKS is actually the middle car in the Lincoln sedan lineup. It's between the MKZ and the Lincoln Town Car, but it's by no means a small car. This is a full-size car. It's just, well, Town Car is just that big of another automobile. This car, in a way, replaces the old Lincoln Continental, but they really had to change the name because this is by no means an update of the Continental. The Continental represented exactly that of an old American luxury. It's very stodgy, it didn't ride very well. The word plush just meant sort of almost a jumping. This is a lot different. This is the revolution of American luxury, redefining it. For example, another car that redefined American luxury was the Chrysler 300. It showed that you could have a big car that was luxurious, that rode well, but it also had sort of a big, aggressive look to it. This accomplishes something similar, but in a very different way. This car has a very performance mind when you look at it, but it's rounded off in the corners, where it shows that it's a very warm and inviting kind of car. So Lincoln will still keep its older customers, its more traditional customer base, but it's also going to be able to attract some of the other customers, some of the younger people, the people that they want to attract, the people that may not like a BMW 5 Series, but may actually like the MKS. And when I say this is the new kind of American luxury, here's the real difference. In an older car, and say your Cadillacs or Lincolns of before, you got a lot of chrome and just a lot of useless stuff that were on the car. It was just to stand out and make it look more premium. This, Lincoln starts to understand that a sleek design is what's necessary. There is nothing along these doors. It's just a nice line with a good drop-off. Minimal use of chrome. It's American luxury, so there's always using chrome, both on the bottom and the top and the window surround. But again, this is not used to a point that it's just out there and in a way almost gaudy. One of the best parts about this car, though, is they're starting to learn that in the old American cars, there's a very long trunk. This instead tapers off to a nice end. The trunk is very deep, but there's a very small trunk lid. You can fit many golf clubs in there, but you can't tell from here. It gives it that nice, more sporty look. In fact, if you take a look at this back end and you squint a little bit, it's got a little bit of Maserati in it. Now, the interior of our MKS reminds me a lot of a mixture between the Ford Flex and the Volvo wagon that we had in our fleet, both of which are Ford cars. And that's because a lot of the material that we have on the dash or things like that are the same kind of soft sort of leather feeling that was really nice in our Flex. And in fact, it actually keeps the same exact wood line that has the wood line going through the steering wheel even, and it's just this nice, clean look. When I say it also reminds us of the Volvo, we have a lot of soft, light materials in here. Soft, light leathers that have a premium feel and remind us of the Swedish car. Now, if we look at the dials and controls, this is a very clean setup in the car. One of the biggest reasons it's a clean setup is because of our command center. Our command center can do all of our climate control, all of our radio, has our complete navigation, as well as doing a lot of things for Ford's sync program, which can sync your cell phone, as well as many other car commands that you can do as a voice command. It's a very helpful system, and because the navigation screen is so intuitive with that, it's just a very nice setup. It really reinforces the luxury feel of the car, but it also just sort of is convenient. It's something that you don't have to take your eyes off the road. One unfortunate part, though, that we feel with this car is that the rest of the button setup is that the actual physical buttons that stay around in the car are clustered very close together. They don't have their own individual feel, so you might have to take your eyes off the road, for example, to make sure that you're cooling your seats as opposed to heating your seats, which, by the way, either one of those work very well in the car. reinforce that luxury feel. This is all very much a modern luxury car. On the inside, you feel it. All the pieces are designed for an aggression part, except for one. The gauges are actually what Lincoln is doing with almost a retro type gauge, and it's a very nice look. But in this car is very much about forward thinking. This kind of looks to the past. It's good to look at. You can look at it every day, but it looks just a little bit out of place. Driving the MKS, this is exactly where that whole idea of the revolution of the American luxury car comes in. This is not a BMW 5 Series. Well, in fact, you paid $10,000 less than a BMW 5 Series. But what you get is you get a little bit of a cushier ride. For example, when you buy the BMW, the ride that you get in that car is going to be a lot harsher. That's going to be something, though, that you're going to love if you have a long drive home, especially if you live on a country road. If you live in the city, if all you're doing is driving on highway, maybe you want something that rides a little easier, and this is that kind of car. Same thing about the steering. The steering in a BMW is going to be dead on, but it's a little bit heavier. This one is lighter. It's not light, but it's lighter. It's about having a little bit more cushion to your ride. It's redefining the word plush. It's not a bad word as it used to be in American luxury. But again, everything on this car, intuitive. The brakes, they know the difference between when you stop on them and when you just want to lightly come to a stop. It all gives a good feeling. It all has a nice, complete car. Also, the car has good bloodlines. When I say that this is a revolutionized part of American luxury, it also has bloodlines that come from Europe. This car shares the same underpinnings with Volvo's S80. In fact, that's its direct competitor, and they share the same lines. It's a good thing because this car feels a lot more solid, feels a lot more stable, and it has a good feeling. What powers the car here is a 3.7-liter V6 engine. It's a large V6. It gets done what it needs to do. You step on the accelerator, and you get going to exactly where you want to be. Now, the difference is that this is made into an all-wheel drive system. That's an option on our car. Most of the MKSs are front-wheel drive. The all-wheel drive system, though, is a very much nice added piece to the car, only because it shifts some of that torque to the rear wheels. You get some get up and go, and this car has about 270 horsepower. And when you can shift some of that to rearward, it really gives it that feeling that not necessarily will compete with the BMW 5 Series, but you won't necessarily regret that you didn't buy the 5 Series.
Thanks, Miles. So that's all we have for today on the 2009 Lincoln MKS. Tune in next time for our next test drive.